Boop, boop, boop. Howdy and aloha, everybody. This is James with Mana Talk. I have the lovely and my wife, Stevie from Red Economics.
Hello.
Hello. And my show is about basically saving the planet and all of its inhabitants. I know it's a stretch, but if we have the right people, which we don't right now, then we might get some positive things happening on this planet. But it's just pretty fucking crazy. Basically, if you look at my title, it says, if Bernie goes, then what? Right? Then what? You're going to follow the chat?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to show you something. Oh, shit, I moved it. Hold on. Loving it. Yeah, so Crystal Ball and a bunch of other people, and she's already talked about this already, that Bernie Sanders might drop out if he drops out this, if he drops out that, if he drops out this, that, and the other thing. And so if he drops out, I don't know if anybody's thought of this, but what the fuck's going to happen? I mean, seriously, what basically is going to happen if Bernie, I mean, it's just going to be chaos. It's going to suck. Here it is right here. So let me put that up and I'll show you, then I'll kind of give you my take on it, if I can get up there correctly. Oh, make it bigger so you can read it. All right. So, Cristobal Bernie shouldn't drop out until establishment feels pain. And then she also said, and I think you interjected on that. You said something about being a temporary employee or something.
Yeah, she said something about he should drop out with the stipulations, basically, that he would be appointed to a pandemic panel to handle all this, like a high-ranking position in the cabinet to handle the coronavirus epidemic or pandemic. But that's, I mean, he would be good at it, I think, because he's an ideas type of person. But I mean, that's a temporary job. I mean, this whole thing's going to be over with in a couple months. So, I mean, it's a temporary job. I mean, why would you pass up the presidency?
Do you know it's going to be a couple months? I'm just wondering.
It should be. It
Okay.
should be.
Wow, that's very positive of you. Go ahead.
I mean, it could be anywhere 2 to 4 months. I mean, who knows? But still, that's nothing compared to a presidency and the power that he would wield in a presidency. So, I mean, that just seems like downgrading.
It's like a super downgrade. It's like, you know what? We got a job for you. It's down in the mailroom. I know what you're thinking. But mail is important. Mail is important. You've got to, push your cart around. It's like, fuck, Jesus, no way.
And I think that kind of goes to show that she sees that he's given up. She sees, Crystal could see the odds stacked against him, the fact that he's thrown in the towel before he even started. And it's just like, well, maybe something good can come from this. But, I mean, either you're in it or you're not, buddy.
Well, he's in. He's still moving. As far as his base is concerned, they're all over Twitter. They're all over Facebook. They're doing videos like crazy, trying to get this guy to fucking keep going. But if he's going to keep going, this is my position. And look, everybody's got their own perspective based on their own experiences, the village they surround themselves with, the information they get and retain, which I suck at retaining information, but here it is. He needs to go hard. If he's going to fucking stay in this race, nobody's your fucking... Everybody's saying this. Jimmy, Kyle, Mike, Jamarl, fucking Groundbind, Zoop Politicon, fucking Greg and Ezra... I can't say her name. I know Greg's name now. With Convo Couch, Hardlands Media, everybody. Everybody's trying to tell this guy, Bernie, nobody is your fucking friend, dude. Nobody's gonna, it's really simple. Especially, and I've said this for a long time, and I'll show you. I think it was during the Iowa caucus, or when things started going haywire, I go, oh shit, it's Faiz. It's Faiz. And look at my fat head. It says right here, I've been screaming to everybody possible since the Iowa caucus results for Bernie to get rid of his campaign manager and his so-called advisors, or the people he's surrounding himself with. I called it the Michael Jackson paradox, or the what's that, Mike Tyson paradox, where you surround yourself with all these yes men people, and then at the same time they're protecting themselves. They're protecting themselves to get a piece of the pie, and their interests and their motives have nothing to do with you. And when you have a guy by the name of, and I don't know why nobody's going after this guy. It just fucking boggles my mind. It boggles my mind that nobody's going after Faiz Shakir. It's like, look, this is the idiot that didn't do the research, didn't pay it, and Weaver, right? These two fucking knuckleheads, it's like they didn't pay attention to what happened in 2016 and be fully and completely prepared. Getting a task force, getting all the information they needed. How are they voting? Who are they connected to? What's going on? Put that information out there so these people would be prepared to vote properly, be prepared for the trickery, the rigging, and all this stuff, and call them out in every fucking step. So Bernie has not once, because he's a nice guy. Bernie's a nice guy. He talks really tough, but it's this nice guy thing doesn't fucking win. Okay, I used to play linebacker in high school, defensive tackle, and I played linebacker in college. I was a nice guy right after I knocked you on your ass, right? Okay.
Because that was your job.
That was my job. That was my fucking job.
That's what you were supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to running in a campaign, it's no holds barred, Bernie. It's no holds barred. You've got to be relentless, diligent, okay, and have reckless abandon. Who has that? Who has reckless abandon? Can you think of one person that?
Trump.
Yes, very good, brilliant. But here's the thing: it's time. Nobody's your friend. You've got to stop this. Oh, Joe's my friend. It just doesn't exist. And for you to be surrounded by Faiz Shakir and Weaver and all these fucking idiots that are now telling you in your own campaign to bow out. In your own campaign. Just fucking fire. If you fired them, if you said fuck off, you would get a cheer of a touchdown in the fucking Super Bowl. You would get so many people just going, fuck yeah, fuck that idiot. Because they've done nothing for you from day one. Anybody can run social media. Anybody can fucking can get in touch with Facebook to put out more videos and get on Twitter and fucking TikTok and Reddit or whatever. This stuff is a fucking 12-year-old can do that shit. Faiz Shakir used to work for Nancy Pelosi, one of your good friends. He also worked with Harry Reid, one of your good friends, and John Kerry, one of your good friends. Not at all. How did you? Okay, now I gotta say this because I've said this all the time. It's your boat, Bernie. God damn this thing. If I start moving around too much, it gets all right. But the thing is, Bernie, it's your boat. Hold on, I gotta fix this right here. Oh, and then that should do it. Okay, right there. So it's your boat, Bernie. Right? Start, like I said. In order for you to get to, you got to go through Biden first. Everybody, do we know that Trump's a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Do we know that Trump's an idiot?
Yeah.
Do we know that Trump has fucked up this virus shit?
Yeah.
Does everybody else know?
No.
No.
I think a lot of people do.
At least Democrats know, right?
Well, Democrats just know everything about Trump is bad.
Yeah, but my point is that he's just. We get it. He's a fucking idiot. You can see it when he's talking. You can watch him speak for, 5 seconds and he'll say something completely stupid. Like the other day, he said something about work. People want to get back to work, and they don't want money. They don't want money. Those were his exact fucking words. In any case, he is just not even worth your time right now. Your focus should be on the primary. Where do you think his focus should be, Annie?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if he's going to be taking money from people, average, everyday people, that's what his whole campaign boasts about, is he earns his money through the working class, basically. And to take their money and not put everything that he has into this, I mean, does he think that it's going to be easy? Do you think if he's friends with somebody that he's going to get the presidency? I mean, because Joe Biden would throw him under the bus if he had the mental capacity to do it and was given the incentive to do it.
Joe Biden would throw who under the bus?
Bernie. In a second, his friend.
Oh, he's already done that.
Joe Biden.
He's already done that.
Would Joe Biden say that? I mean, he's half out of his mind. And I still don't think Joe Biden would be stupid enough to call Bernie his friend.
Yeah, no.
He's his opponent. And real quick, Bernie Sanders was handed this election on a silver platter. You have an incompetent president that he's running against, and then look at the person running against him in the Democratic Party, Joe Biden. Joe Biden that can't put together 3 words to make a sentence without losing his train of thought. Everything that's happening right now is proving that his policies are what we need and what we should have had a long time ago. And he should be out there doing a victory lap and saying, see, I told y'all. Who was right? I was right. But he's not. He's not. And he's already bowed out, licking the boot of Joe Biden and the Democratic Party because he just wants to go along to get along. And I get it. You know, he's almost 80 years old. And maybe he's just tired. I don't know. But then maybe don't run for president in the first place. Maybe pass that torch to somebody else that has the fire to do it.
Who?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it ain't him because he's already given up. Joe Biden, he looked somebody dead in the eyes and really told us that Joe Biden can beat Trump. He doesn't believe that for a second. That was a flat-out lie. You know it was a flat-out lie. He doesn't believe that.
I hope he didn't believe that.
But he's still willing. Either he's
dumb. On Jimmy Fallon, yeah.
Either he's dumb or he's lying. And either way, that's not somebody that I want to vote for.
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't believe that his campaign has ever given him the information he needs.
No, he's definitely shielded.
Yo, he's shielded. So he has these sentinels, Faiz, Shakir, Weaver, you name it, down the line. They don't work for Bernie. They don't work for the independent Bernie. They work for the Democratic Party. But people need to understand. These people are going to do whatever they can to win for the Democratic Party. They're also going to do whatever they can to get a cabinet selection, to get in the club. But Bernie can give a shit about that, supposedly. But when he was on Jimmy Fallon, great point, and he said Jimmy Dore's brought it up, everybody's brought it up, you know, and looked him dead in the eyes and goes, so if you don't win, I mean, do you think Bernie, do you think Trump can, do you think Biden can beat Trump? Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like, boom, right there, he conceded the race. I mean, Steph Zamorano, just was livid when she heard that. She was everybody that was a Bernie Sanders supporter and fan at that very moment on Jimmy Fallon, they said, "Are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking stupid?" You know, is he dumb or is he just not getting what's happening out there? So he's not going to talk about his dementia, I guess. He's not going to talk about a woman that I believe was raped by this man. And there's others that, I mean, have you seen the way... Okay, Look, Joe Biden is a piece of shit. Everybody knows that. He's like right in line with Donald Trump. I mean, what is the fucking difference? So besides everything in regards to what he's up against with Trump, his biggest target, and I said this many times, you're in a fleet. You're cruising through the ocean. You've got to get to that aircraft carrier. Your own boats are in the way. Take them out and go fucking bonsai, full on, crash into that fucking giant vessel that needs to be taken down. That has actually happened in naval warfare, where in some idiots doing something else or not paying attention or possibly sabotaging your campaign at every fucking turn, Faiz Shakir, at every fucking turn. This has been the worst in knowing what they knew from 2016, 2015, 2016, all the information they had, especially the Beck's DNC fraud lawsuit, when they said we can do whatever we can. How are you not prepared for that? Again, Bernie, this is your fucking boat. It's time to drive it into the fucking vessel, and the first vessel you have to take out is the people that are surrounding you that you think you're trusting. Don't. Stop. Get somebody else. Get Jimmy Dore. Get Kyle Kalinske. Get somebody fucking else. But make sure they're not connected to, at the hip, to people like Nancy Pelosi, to people like fucking Harry Reid, to people like fucking John Kerry, all these warmongering fucking corporatist assholes that are no better than Trump. That they're just no better than Trump. So here we are right now. Bernie's still in the movement, right? And I'll show you. If you go to Ballotpedia, right, and you look up right here, it says, oh, wait, let me show you. Well, these are the people that are still in the race for 2020. It says Joe Biden for the Democrats and Bernie Sanders. Okay, it still says that. So Donald Trump, can people hear us, or can you hear that? Okay, is of course running solely. Nobody's going to be able to take him out unless he keeps fucking up the way he is with this. He'll keep fucking up with this virus and letting people die. Like, it's just insane. But besides that, easy proof, and he's going to have a great case against Trump with this. And this is probably their trump card for Biden. Nobody ever thought about that. Okay, so if you have a person that is completely fumbling and bumbling in their stupid, ridiculous task force, and they're just doing so terrible, and tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people die, who do you blame that on? That goes against Trump. Wow, that's a big chess move. Now, I'm not saying plandemic. I'm not saying, Bill Gates orchestrated anything. Only, his laboratory is only 300 yards away from the epicenter, the exact place where it started in Wuhan, China. I'm not saying that happened with Bill Gates' help when he's been... Okay, don't even get me started on that. But what I'm really saying is no matter how it happened, right? The Snork's messaging me. I'm installing a RO system. But anyway, so the biggest question I have, the biggest thing that's happening right now is if Bernie's not in the race, right? What now? Who, like you said earlier, who can you think of that would pick up that same torch? And please do not say AOC.
Like I would say AOC.
Right? Nina Turner?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't trust anybody that's an elected official that has ties to the Democratic Party that would openly call themselves a Democrat or a Republican. I mean, they just keep proving it time and time again. Bernie Sanders, I mean, he's just a glorified placeholder at this point. He's just a cash cow in the Democratic Party that will never, ever see the inside of the White House.
You sure?
Yeah. Because Bernie doesn't want it. If he wanted to fight, when Jimmy Fallon asked him that question, you know what he should have said?
But everybody else is saying you should have said.
Hell no, he can't win against Trump.
I'm your man. That's what he should have said.
Hell
Like
no.
like most people would have said. Like I would have said.
He should have said, at best, he's a centrist, and centrists lose.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I have the policies.
Yeah, I would bring up Hillary Clinton's a piece of shit.
Is that how Trump got in the office? Is by being modest and being friends with everybody? Did he call Hillary Clinton his friend? He was ruthless. He went after her like we would.
Tooth and nail.
Yeah, I mean,
I saw the old debate between them, and he brought up the emails. He said, "You're criminal. You'd be in jail right now." She said that.
Lining up the accusers of Bill Clinton in the front row. Do you see? I would love to see that. Is if Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden had a debate, and Bernie Sanders would start putting out all of Biden's accusers.
Yeah, accusers, not just of rapists, of the people. Like, what about the 10 million people that are not going to have health coverage?
Yeah.
Because
even now, Joe Biden doesn't even. He's still like, no, we can't do that. We can't do what every single other country in the world's doing.
Because it's not him. He is the biggest puppet, and I got to show you this because this has been good. And this has to do with Biden actually, how do I say, being honest with his videos he's been doing lately. Because, honestly, it's bullshit. Because I put this up because I've noticed, and many others have, that why isn't Jill Biden running for POTUS, right? I mean, why not? Because if you see, Joe started doing his videos, right? He started doing his videos like a week later because he didn't know how to plug in a fucking camera and a microphone or whatever. Who fucking knows what the deal was? But then all of a sudden, right, he comes out, talks a few times, mumbles and fumbles. Like fumbles and gaffes. And then now he did, on this date, which was 4/2/2020, he did his longest, over 27 minutes. He did his longest video by himself, right? Taking questions, whatever the case may be. And then all of a sudden, you can see, and you saw it after about 10 minutes when he just moved a little too far with his head to his left, and boom, I caught it right there. He had an earpiece, right? So, okay, people are saying, well, a lot of people use earpieces. I go, well, he's never used an earpiece ever. Maybe if he needed a translator. Is anybody fucking translating to the people that are going to vote for him in the United States that mostly speak English? No, so that's a stupid fucking thing to say or to bring up on his defense, right? And then and he's had a few since then, and he's done a really good job, and he's had this earpiece for a little bit, right? Then, and he's done really well. He hasn't had very many gaffes. So then, he's with his wife on April 5th. Few days later, right? Jill Biden. And look, he doesn't have, oh darn it, I need to blow it back up again. He doesn't have his earpiece. And here's why. His earpiece is right here. She's his earpiece. There's only two people in the fucking house. There's only two people that can do that. And the only reason why he would need that earpiece is because she's saying, Joe, say this, Joe. No, shut up, wake up, snap. Here's our safe word. Children, whatever he's saying, right? Something weird, right? I mean, I know that's sick and weird, but he is a fucking sick and weird motherfucker. And then, right? So that one day he didn't have his earpiece because his actual puppeteer or earpiece was sitting next to him, saving him from the gaffes that he was doing. If you watch that interview on the 5th of both of them, she came in when he started fucking up. Just like she's doing here with the microphone for him. And then, boom, he's right back to having a microphone on the 7th.
What we're seeing here is a Ronald and Nancy Reagan 2.0.
Oh, totally. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And it's so fucking sad. And the reason why this is so sad is nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to say shit. Nobody wants to bring it up. Nobody wants to point this out. I mean, this is huge. If you saw this like 10 years ago, it would get you kicked out of a party for using these kind of tactics, because he's definitely not using his own mind, his own thoughts, because he's incapable of it. He's completely and absolutely incapable. And he is probably the best. And here's the biggest point. Here's the biggest point, because I should have had this picture up. I should have had this picture up. The best point is this. They should have a picture of him with marionette strings, because he's going to be the greatest puppet for the corporatist fucking two-party oligarchy that you've ever seen. And it's going to be bad. He wants to bring back the ACA, which is kind of still here, which is still a fucking nightmare. A pool, and Hillary said the other day, hey, if you want to get health care, we should bring back the ACA. Because what the ACA did was rip off fucking everybody. It started off good, but if you looked at the plan as it went along, and I saw it, it sucked. Your co-pays, your premiums, everything just exploded. It turned into the same thing that was fucking happening before.
And it hinged on what? Employment. It hinged on employment. Right. Employers providing health care for full-time workers. Well, but here's the thing. When they put that into effect, a lot of people went from full-time to part-time. And that's why you see people having 3-4 jobs, is because of that. Because they'll keep you right underneath 40 hours. So not only are you losing out on pay,
37.8 or something like that.
You're not getting your health care. But now, I mean, now you got to work a second, third job. I mean, and they know exactly what they're doing. They knew exactly when they put that in there. That's the leeway that they gave them. Yep. That was their out.
Yep. Dennis Kucinich, like I said a long time ago, back in 2012 or 2010, something like that, brought a proposal up. And what happened basically is this. They pushed him to the side, said, screw you, we're not doing single payer. And totally screwed him. Now you have this guy who definitely, right, is going to be probably worse, in my opinion. I really think Joe Biden's going to be worse than Donald Trump. I think I mean, I hate to say it, but there's nothing that he's going to do that's going to be much different. Now, here is what everybody's saying, is that, and this is the biggest catch that people need to understand. And I'm trying to tell all these other bloggers, and I'm trying my hardest to tell so many people out there, but they're just not paying attention, is that the establishment, and I'm not just talking about the Democrats, I'm talking about the people that pay super PACs, lobbying money, the whole 9 yards, right? They're all telling these people, we would much rather see Joe lose to Trump than for Bernie to win. Because if Bernie wins, billions and perhaps trillions of dollars will go to us, the 99%. He'll cut that shit off. Citizens United, gone. McCutcheon versus FEC, gone. Campaign finance reform, lifted. Assisted. Taken care of. Money out of politics, gone. From what he's always preached and always said. And what people need to understand, and the viewers and people out there, and all the bloggers, all the video people, all the social networks, and they know this. I know most of them know this. There's a lot of fucking money. Pandemic or a bat, whatever it fucking came from. You all know this is the biggest, largest money grab and corporate takeover in our nation's history, period. And they've only scratched the surface. There's more. Just now, the banks just cleared another trillion or so. The Federal Reserve, boom. You need some more money? We got you, boom. We need money. They've got to go through fucking Congress. They got to make a big fucking deal about it.
Oh,
Take
you
another.
gotta file taxes.
Yeah.
And...
Oh my God. If you guys saw. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupt you there. Go ahead. What is the process? It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not fair because I mean, let's say last year you were laid off, okay, and you were unemployed, but now you got a job, you're working, you know, you got an apartment going, and all of a sudden now you're out of a job again, and oh, it sucks. You didn't work last year. I guess, you know, I don't know. I guess you're homeless now because you're not going to get any money. And the $1,200 itself was a slap in the face. Because, I mean, what is that going to do? I mean, that would barely cover 1 month's bills, rent, and utilities included in West Virginia. And that's for like a single family. I mean, you think $1,200 in California, what are you going to do with that?
Wipe their ass with it. That's all they're going to do.
I mean, most people can't even pay their rent with $1,200.
Yeah, nothing.
It's a joke.
Right.
New York, same thing. And they're the ones that are the most affected. California and New York, I mean, they're one of the most heavily impacted states of the coronavirus. And they're going to give them $1,200? Let's say it's a family of 3 living in Los Angeles. That's not going to pay your rent.
Terrible. It's really sad. And let me show you
and
quick.
You got to jump through all these hoops just to get that $1,200.
Oh, the hoops. Yeah, there's tons of hoops.
I mean, just like one of my friends, she was going to get it, but because she owes child support on one of her kids that's already grown and has kids of her own that she's been trying to pay off, they're going to take her whole stimulus check. So what's the point of the stimulus check if somebody's already in line to get it? That doesn't pay her rent. That doesn't do anything for her. So what's the point of her even filing to get it? There's a lot of people in that boat too.
There's millions of people that are going to be without this money. The hoops you have to jump through are just crazy. Now, I feel sorry for this guy trying to explain all this crap. He does this. He's really good at everything. He's on YouTube. I forgot his name. Stimulus check update on April the 6th. I did a stimulus package. And he's trying to go through each process and what you need to do and the websites and all this other stuff. It's a fucking chore. It is a chore. So I think Bernie would have done it differently, where said, hey, if you have a social security number in the United States of America, here's your money. That's what should have happened. If you're fucking a citizen of the United States of America, here's your money. Now, as far as undocumented immigrants, they probably would do something. I think Bernie would do something for them. I guarantee. Yeah, for sure. Because here's what's happening also is all these restaurants are closed down. You guys are still fucking buying fast food, you morons. Yes, you're a moron if you're buying fast food through a drive-through that isn't non-contact. If it's non-contact, you got a good chance of not getting anything. But once you start passing around that money, bro, once you start passing around that credit card, you think, and this is the truth, these people are very underpaid, very overworked, and nobody's talking about these people. All the fucking drive-through people, they'll make shit, but they're still there serving your food, and they have old gloves. They don't have the right equipment. They're not stocked with the equipment. They're wearing the same mask they wore for a fucking week. Just look at them. Drive up and say, hey, is that a new mask? No. Are those new? Do you change your gloves every time somebody comes up? No.
Just speaking to what I have personally went through with this, my employer didn't provide any type of protective equipment other than gloves. Right. And then they told us, on top of that, to ration out your gloves. You're going through too many. So
that's happening at Little Caesars.
Mm-hmm, that's happening in
Little Caesars pays their people, because you guys want to eat a $5 and $6 pizza. Do you think they give a fuck about you and your virus and your flu? They're right now, those people and many others like them, and a lot of these fast food restaurants, and I mean, I know we're getting off track here because I know the focus should be our focus, but this kind of is a segue to what I wanted to reach you guys next. It's terrible. do not go through fucking drive-through unless it's totally non-contact. Because that same person that takes that credit card from the guy that just coughed on their credit card and then handed it to the attendant at the first window, and then the person at the second window probably might have it, or first or second, whatever windows there are, if there's 20, doesn't fucking matter. They're not changing their gloves and they're not washing their hands all the fucking time.
And they don't let you call off. Even if you try to call in sick with a fever and symptoms, they still won't let you call off. And even if you do, you're going to be punished for it. Even though you're allowed sick days, you can't use your sick days. And even though they tell you that, if you have, fever or certain symptoms of illnesses, that you can't come into work, they will still be like, just don't tell me. Why did you tell me about that?
This is the truth. This is not made up. She's experienced it. It's terrible. It's terrible. So with that being a segue, I'm going to go ahead and show you something that I've been sending out on Twitter, and it has to do with Bernie and many others. A strike that needs to be done. And I've sent this out countless times, right? And my lovely wife helped type it out for me because it was a little too crazy at first. It was a little too offensive. Don't be so hard on everybody. Oh, fucking pissed. What the fuck? It's just me. But anyway, so I'm going to show you what it is, and I'm going to try to bring it into view here. And then I'll let... Do you want to read it? Because you read way better than I do. And I'm sure everybody would love to hear your voice rather than my voice. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay. Bernie's camp sent out a text request on 4/5/2020 to sign a petition to have Walmart and the Waltons help their employees, those that are probably the most at risk essential workers in the U.S., besides the healthcare workers. Here's what I sent and forwarded to others that know what is completely and truly needed by Bernie now. Quote, the Waltons will wipe their asses with a petition and will do nothing for their workers as they've always done nothing. So you, Bernie Sanders, must tell all essential workers to strike and be their leader, end quote. It's obvious that Bernie's friends, fellow politicians, and the 1% corporate elite donor class know the numbers and statistics that Bernie is preaching. They're laughing and aren't at all motivated. The problem is that they just don't care. He needs to take a real stand as he's done before, and now he finally has more leverage than ever before for Medicare for all, hazard pay, living wage, proper PPE, etc., etc., but sadly he won't. Until we, the true real progressives, demand that he put it all on the line. Remember, all our supposed public servants all work for us, even Bernie. I ask you, what is unprecedented leadership? I'll answer for you. Putting your ass on the line when you truly have no other direction to go, as Bernie is already in a terrible position in the DNC's rigged primaries. AKA, go big or go home, or in this case, stay home and go big.
Thank you. That was very well read. Perfect. 20 times better than me, of course. So, in regards to essential, non-essential, just anybody that's out there working, I'm going to say this. Bernie, you've never had more power and influence in your life. You have them by the fucking nuts. There's nothing more that this country needs, and they're already starting to hint this, and they're already starting to talk about it. And I'm talking about the conservatives and the fucking Ayn Rand greedy motherfuckers out there, the selfish bastards, that yes, maybe we do need some kind of Medicare for all, or even a UBI. They're actually hinting this, and Trump's already laying out some program already. Who knows if it's going to fucking happen? We don't know that. But he's already laying out a program to where, in case you need care, whatever the level may be, don't get too excited about that, guys. All right, don't get too excited about getting the care you need with Trump behind that. All right, so.
No, and even Bernie Sanders is backing down from his message, and Jimmy Dore covered it, of course. Kind of going tepid. I know I'm going to use the T word. Going tepid on Medicare for all. Right when he could push that so hard, because now people, there's some people out there that need to actually be personally affected by things before they understand the importance of it.
Yeah, it's
And
sad.
so now people are like, oh, so this is why you should have health care. Because if you don't have health care, you don't go to the doctor. Then you go to work and you get me sick. Oh, so now I see, because now I'm directly impacted by it. But, I mean, so now would be the perfect time to be like, see, I told you, I told y'all, I told you. What did I do? I told y'all. I told you. And that's the number one criteria for voters right now is health care.
Absolutely.
Even before the coronavirus.
Absolutely.
And now he's going to be like, well, I know it's not going to be right now, and it's going to be, down the line in the future. Why does it have to be in the future? Why does it have to be in the future? Now, yesterday it should have been done.
Well, a long time ago, but here's like I said, he has more power and influence because his base, the people that have been following him, and you fucking have seen it. Joe Biden's had what, maybe 300 people at his rallies, max. Bernie has had thousands upon thousands. Sadly, Faiz Shakir never tells the fucking cameraman to turn around and show all the bazillions of people because he's a fucking piece of shit. But anyway, he's never had more influence, never had more power, never had
popularity, name
leverage. The leverage he has right now. All he has to do is do what he's always done now. I'm amazed that he's not even thought of this. Look, non-essential, essential, and I'm not talking about doctors or nurses or first responders. I'm talking about definitely the fast food industry. I'm talking about I got a friend right now. He tells me, Jimmy, I'm just trying to dodge bullets. He works for FedEx. And he's busting his ass like crazy, still getting paid the same. No, FedEx people don't get paid like he's actually been there for a long time. So he's getting paid more than most. But a lot of FedEx are contracted out. Nobody really knows this. FedEx is mostly contracted out to other corporations that then pay much less to their employees. Not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. UPS, same situation. I don't think they're contracted out, but they're still in the line of fire, out there doing what they need to do to bring you your shit from Jeff Bezos. From Amazon. So, but there are so many other essential and non-essential companies that are out there, especially these truckers. For fuck's sakes, these truckers should be getting double, triple, hazard time, everything. Bernie, all you're asking to do is you've got to take the sacrifice. And I know people would go, all right, let's stand behind you. Let's do this. It's not going to take long. Hopefully these guys will pull their asses out of their heads and you'll go out and you'll say, let's strike. Let's stop work. Let's do this right now. Shut it all down before somebody fucking beats you to it. Here's the biggest point you need to get out of this. Before somebody reads my letter and says, you know what, let's fucking do it, and makes you look like an idiot. You've never had more leverage and more power in all the years that you've been where you're at, because most of the people that want Medicare for all, that want a fucking living wage, that are serious, are standing behind you. They're standing behind Bernie Sanders. And for God's sakes, pull your head out of your ass, fire Faiz Shakir. That would fucking be major jubilation with the world. With the world. He's the one who fucked up him and Roe fucked it up for you with Tulsi. And she fucked it up too because she wouldn't drop Mahdi. That was just stupid on her fucking part. It's not about those other countries right now. I'm sorry. It's about what we got to do to save our country and the people in it.
And if you want to help those other countries, the best thing to do is to focus on America and getting us right, because we're the ones, a lot of the times, we're the ones that's going over there and disrupting the other
anytime,
countries.
Anytime we fuck up everybody else. Every time we are like this, people are afraid that we're going to reignite this virus because of the fucking idiot that's currently running this country. And then you're going to let another fucking idiot that's a rapist, that's a fucking pedophiliac, that's a corporate pawn, that's a sick, twisted piece of shit, that's a pathological liar. Call him out. Get the fuck back on your horse this time, right? Take a shield and a sword with you and march in the fucking battle, Bernie Sanders. March in the fucking battle. I'm hearing you're still there, but you got to get rid of Faiz and Weaver. You got to get rid of Faiz. I'm telling you right now. And don't bring anybody from the Democratic Party. Just don't. No. Just put the fucking word out. I'm looking for a viable, dependable, diligent, hardworking, same-minded individual that's willing to help me with my party, my campaign. And I guarantee you'll be fine. So I think we pretty much proved our point tonight. Is there any more you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. We got people on the chat?
Yeah, we've got...
Oh, crap.
We've got
Sorry, guys.
Zox, Snork, so far. Zox likes our letter.
Thank you, Zox.
And Snork, he's doing a few things. He's
we got to talk about
3D printing, which is really big right now. I heard that you can do like the 3D printing
masks.
Something to do with the ventilators. But
yes.
Then the people that did that got sued by the ventilator companies. Let's see
fucking
what else.
Bullshit.
There's something else that Snork said that I wanted to. I lost it. He said Shakir must be the boat anchor Dems required Bernie to have to be considered a Dem. I feel the same about Ro Khanna. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Ro Khanna, AOC, all those,
they're not, yeah.
Are the flashy
progressives
ones that get the money donations and they'll keep them around because they'll vote the right way. They'll still vote for Pelosi. They'll still go along with their corporate bailouts and at the end of the day, won't do anything, won't put up a fight. Yeah,
this pandemic COVID-19 has really shown a lot of colors by our political supposed servants. And this is the funniest part. Trump wanted to be appreciated. Because they need to appreciate me, appreciate my staff. And I'm just like, he fucking forgets who he works for. And all his base and the supporters, they're like with it. Listen, God, it's mind-boggling. He doesn't care about you. He cares about his corporate donors, right? You're still going to make shit. You're not going to get insurance. You're going to be fucked, right? You're going to have nothing and like it. Like in my last show. You get nothing and like it. All right, I'm going to sit down. I might come back on. Up to you. Do an open mic, maybe?
Well, just real quick, because we were talking about workers. Hold on, let me go back to my notes.
Did you want to do that in the next show? Take a break?
Okay. Just real quick, Snork said something that there is one person that should take over Bernie's campaign, and that's Misty Rebick. I don't know who that is, but I will... I'll look that up.
I'll look that up for sure.
Any new party that wants to win needs to be first to recruit Misty Rebick. So that's a strong recommendation by Snork.
Yeah. Okay. She looks really cool so far. All right, so Misty Rebick on Twitter. Ballotpedia, Misty Rebick. Okay, she's in Ballotpedia. Who was she working for before? Misty Rebick is an Iowa State director for the U.S. Senate Bernie Sanders presidential campaign. They've worked together before. There was an outing. Something fucking happened. 2020 Bernie Sanders presidential campaign. So she's in it now. Right? Let me just show you guys where she's at. All right? Let's do this. I want this to kind of stay, if it's okay with you. Because, you're my wife and I have to ask you. Stay on topic on this and then we can open up in an open mic.
I I do want to maybe not this time, but I want to really focus on essential workers.
Yes.
Because
That's part of this.
There's a lot to cover with that.
Like how many? There's so many.
Well, I was listening to the Dollop and Dave Anthony, and he's done shows with Jimmy Dore before. He was talking about be careful when these politicians and corporations start praising you for being a hero. You're about to be sacrificed. That's what you are. When they start patting you on the back, they're not going to do a damn thing for you. That's for sure. Because these are the same people, a month ago that was saying a living wage. Why should you deserve that? You work at a McDonald's. Why should you get money in healthcare? And now all of a sudden we're heroes to them. It's because we're about to be a sacrifice, and that's how they talk about soldiers and coal miners and everybody that goes out there and dies for something. Anybody that goes out and dies for the stock market, those are the heroes. And there's about to be a lot of heroes right now.
And it's sad that there are so many people out there that are looking for some hope. They're still just grasping at whatever they can. And like I said, I mean, what happens after Bernie? I mean, there's nobody out there that anybody can truly trust, that anybody that he'll have and be what he's stated to be. But what he should have been from his campaign manager, and I try to do this with Green Party people all the time. You've got to do this, you've got to do this, and you've got to do this. And they don't fucking listen. And then nothing happens. If they just pay attention to the people that understand marketing, understand branding, understand logos and advertising and the way the whole process works, right? Round is happy, square is kind of stiff and grumpy, right? There's so many colors, different colors that people use. Anyway, so what are you going to say? You don't? Okay. Anyway, so we're going to close it up. We're going to be back in about 5 or 10 minutes and just open it up for a couple hours, right? I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got up at like 11 today?
Why not?
I'm fucking...
Hey, it's end times.
It's end times, man. You know, 4 horsemen, Armageddon.
Hey, it's 2020. We've already had a World War III threat.
Fucking
pandemic.
name it.
What's the other horsemen? Because they're about ready to show up and
I don't
really
know.
fuck us up.
Right? There was a pandemic. Oh wait, shit. Locusts? We've had locusts.
Yes, there's been locusts.
We've had locusts. And I don't know. What's the next one? Frogs out of the sky.
Gay frogs.
Oh shit. All right. Anyway, take care, you guys. We'll be right back. Aloha.